Hello my lovelies, Rob here at and in Kickbackgarage. It's that time of year when I start complaining about how cold it is in the garage, but the good news is I am going to be doing quite a lot of projects. I really need to get out here and sort this shit out. I've got loads of stuff coming, and I'm even going to do a bit of an unboxing today on my Vespa project, yeah? You heard it right? It's a Vespa project. Anyway, go grab that cup of coffee, or I've got myself some solbær toddy. Can you see that, can you? It's like, I think it's a bit of a Norwegian. It's not glug. What is it? It's solbær. What's that? I have no idea. Blackberry? Blackberry something? Don't know. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, cup of tea, and I'll talk to you after the intro. This is actually the aftermath of an engine that I had in a couple of weeks ago. It is from I think it's 1960 GL, Vespa GL 150. The block is here. We have completely stripped it of everything, silent blocks, the whole 9 yards, and obviously taking out the bearings out of this cush drive thingy majig. And what we're going to do is, I'm actually quite excited to tell you how we're going to sort this out. The only sort of drawback of using this block, apart from the fact that it is just a 2-port block, is the fact that it is a 3-gear machine. So I was looking to, or the owner at least, was looking to have a little bit more power, but he wanted to keep it road legal. Is that possible, you ask? And yes, it is actually very possible. And I'll show you what I'm going to do when we get to the unboxing. First thing I want to talk about the block. You see, look at all this crap. What is it with Vespas? They spew out shit. All this was on the outside of the cases. It's like really, really disgusting. And that's not a Vespa. That's not a Lambretta problem, at least. They don't normally get that dirty. But what happened when we took the block apart was we've got this nasty little stud stuck in the barrel. And if you keep an eye out for my shorts, I will, here on YouTube, I'll show you how I plan and how I actually remove that thing. It's snapped. It's going to be a pain in the arse, that is, isn't it? But yeah, I'll show you how I remove that. I am not worried about that at the moment. Unfortunately, the face on the inlet here was a bit dodgy, so we've gone for the old JB weld solution on the block here, because none of us can weld in aluminium. I'm gonna have to tidy that up a bit. And the owner is he's like even more pedantic than I am. He's really gone to town clean up this block. The other half is at his place, but he should, as soon as I say the word, he'll come over and we'll start building this. I am still in the mindset that I am going to be taking this machine to the National Rally in Trondheim next year. It is almost 2,000 kilometers, and if I punch that in on the Beeline app, the roads that I want to use there, I go right over 6 national parks and 7 mountain passes. But I need to sort out the engine on this. What I'm thinking about doing is taking out the engine from Turid and fitting another cylinder and then throwing it in here, because I like the fact that Turid has the Casa case. I like that, because that does mean if I blow a drive side oil seal, I'm doing it completely without any assistance, no follow car or anything like that. And actually nobody wants to join me on the trip either. I'm trying to talk to Irvin from Stavanger. He's mad enough to do it with me, I think. I'm going to try and persuade him. But if not, I'll be doing this completely alone. And it's a long ride. It's a long, long ride. According to Beeline, it's 17 hours without stopping. So it's about a 25-hour jaunt, but definitely going to be a tough ride. but I really need to do something about the engine. So that's sort of what I'm thinking about. And I have been talking to AF Race Speed, this is the first for the channel, and they fancy hooking me up with some new cylinder, new parts and stuff like that. But I'm really not decided yet what I'm going to do. So I'm definitely going to inform you about that as the winter progresses, and maybe my bank account gets full enough to be able to do something exciting. I haven't got a clue. Obviously, if I had loads and loads of money, I would probably fit a sledgehammer, I think, or even an SST, to be honest, because just to do something completely out there. But at the moment, don't have the funds for that, unless, and I am seriously considering it, I've told you before, unless I sell my KTM 690. But then, if I shelled out the money, if I sold this and shelled out all the money plus a little bit more for a Sledgehammer 333 engine, that thing has to be completely reliable. And I'll tell you, if I do that, you would definitely find out if it is reliable as they say it should be. Right, let's have a look at the other project. And the other project is obviously this desert sled. I feel that I've got so much time, but I haven't really. It's still completely in parts. I have taken out the engine. Shrek, thankfully, he helped me take out the engine, so I'm really pleased with that. So the next video, actually, I'm going to be tearing down at least the top ahead and having a look inside this engine to see how it looks and see if it gives me any telltale signs that this thing is overhauled. If it's overhauled, then it's going to be full speed ahead, and we're going to get this thing welded, built. It's going to be really, really cool. Looking forward to that. But the other project that I've got going is the GL, obviously. And I bought something really posh. I'm really looking forward to this. So I haven't opened the boxes yet, so it's a real unboxing. I bought parts from both Scooter Centre and SIP. I was first looking at a cylinder that Scooter Centre have made, which looks really interesting. But they were out of stock, and because I've got so much on the go at the moment, I really want to get my act together and get some stuff done. So I just bought something I think you'll find really interesting if you're into your Vespas. Right, let's go. Let's see what we got here. What I do like about Vespas, which you don't see a lot of in Lambretta world, is the fact that you can buy complete kits, like with exhausts and the whole 9 yards, which I think is really, really cool. I've also got some overhaul kits for the engine, which consist of, my goodness, what's going on here? Let's have a look. Right, let's have a look what I bought. I bought some tools because although I have most tools for Vespas, let me just pop that up a little bit. Although I have most tools for Vespas, I wanted like the castle nut bolt and stuff like that. What's this? I'm not sure. We're going to go through all this afterwards. Crank removal and sticking in tool. New engine bar, because it was seized. It's pretty original, the GL, so that engine has never been out of the scooter, so he had to actually cut off the engine bolt. We bought new silent blocks, rubbers. Going to be interesting to see if we can get those in. I think these are actually called as well. Easy fit rear bush. See how easy they are to fit. Full overhaul gasket kit. We have bought an original filter for a SI 2424 carb. I think it's 24, yeah. I'm using a 24 carb. That's what you normally use on like 200 and stuff like that. What's in here? Here you go. I like this. I think this is a really good idea. It's a complete kit with all the bearings, Lots of little needle bearings, woodruff keys, cruciform. The annoying thing about Vespa is that they were all completely, there's so many different types of these. So I bought this BGM item, and this apparently fits our GL engine, as does all the other parts. So it does take out some of the guesswork, but because there are quite a few more differences between the ranges of the large frame Vespa engine than there are on the large frame Lambretta engines. Pretty much everything fits pretty much everything on the Lambretta world. So this is at least all the bearings that we need. Let's tuck those safely away. Most excited to see this cylinder. While I'm at it, we have bought some more gasket kits. We have bought speeder cable, so a full complete kit of cables for the Vespa. We have bought the BGM carb there. Be interested to see how this performs. But this is, as I said, this is the Sparco made SE 2424 carb. Probably the most used carb on 200-ish Vespa cylinder kits. If you want to keep like the looks original. I have also bought BGM vape for the Vespa because his points have been playing him up. He basically wants something that's reliable, and even though the lad who owns it is of an older generation, he uses that quite a lot, and that's the reason why I know him as well. I have met him out on the road, so that'd be cool. Got some brackets for the vape, got some new rings. This is actually a seal kit for my man Arne for the old Lambretta, which is nice. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to have some other stuff here. Let's have a look. Bolts, which is the bolts. There you go. It's the bolts. I need those. Why have you fallen down? Don't fall down. That's that one. Because we slapped one of the bolts in the engine case, I bought a full, complete new bolt kit as well, and and 28 carb. This is actually for another. This is actually for the same owner. He has a Tempo. I'm going to make a video later on in the winter about Tempo, which is the Norwegian brand of. Yeah, they made both scooters and mopeds and motorbikes. But he's bought that for his other bike, which he's actually still using, even though it's -8 outside, which is impressive if you ask me. It's bloody cold. Right, that was the BGM stuff. No, what's that? What's this? It's a big box. How can I miss that? Aha, here we go. It's the crankshaft, which is nice. We went for the original opening crankshaft, original type crankshaft, made by BGM. It's drop forged or something. It's supposed to be really strong, but it's the sprint type. That's so we can fit the sprint type, vape. Electronic ignition kit, but we just keeping the port timings as they came from the factory, because what I'm really looking for is more torque. Don't want it to rev too high, but a little bit higher, huh? A little bit higher. Right, let's have a look what we got from SIP. I'm pleased to say, I didn't forget the exhaust. It's in here with the SIP kit. I bought original type Melossi reinforced spring original type clutch plates, because hopefully this is just going to give more torque and not too much more revs, so we could still use the original, that is our thinking at least, still use original type clutch. And this is the cylinder kit. We're going to have a proper look at this in a second. Let me just put that there. The exhaust we have gone for is the SIP Road 3. The reason for that is, I think, at the time of ordering, that's what they tested. They tested this kit that I'm going to show you. They tested that kit and this exhaust, and they seem to work really well together. Why change your winning team? So we're going to go for that. Thing is, it's ages since I have built a Vespa engine, and I really hope that this stuff all slots together okay. I'm really excited to show you this, and I'm really excited to have a look at it, because I like completely randomly, after Finn, the guy who owns the Vespa, when he contacted me, about 3 minutes before he contacted me, I saw a review, or at least a basic video of this cylinder kit, and it's brand new by SIP. Let's have a look. It comes with, very nicely, comes with various cylinder base gaskets, and one of these gaskets, let me show you. One of these gaskets is made, oh get out, for the 2-port engine layout, and you don't have to do anything to the engine block, because of the way that they've made the ports in the cylinder. You actually will be able to use the 3rd port, which I find really exciting. So this cylinder is a 125, road legal 125 kit. But the interesting thing is, they built this on a Super 2-port engine, and they got a whopping, and it is actually whopping, because the Super and the GL 2-ports engines, they are so underpowered compared to so many other things Vespa made, and they got a whopping 10 horsepower out of it without doing anything to the ports or anything, and they had a really nice torque curve. The first one, the dyno, go and check that video. I'll put a link to it. But they did a link. I put a link in the bottom of the video. But they did a video where they used the original exhaust, which is really crappy, and they fit the SIP Road on, and they got 10 horsepower out of it. And I think the GL that we're building at the moment, that probably, it wouldn't surprise me if it had as little as about 3 horsepower on that thing. So it's actually tripling, even though 10 doesn't sound a lot. It's actually tripling the performance, hopefully. Ooh, very nice. So this looks like a forged cylinder head. Some nice bit of machining here. There's also a O-ring that goes in the top. No, a la Pinaxo and Melossi, they do that too. Looks very nice, by the way. And obviously, it's a completely different weight. When you go over to aluminium, if you're going to change cylinders, go for aluminium. That's what I prefer. It's a lot much better. It's a lot better for 2-strokes, because it's got better cooling properties. That piston looks really cute. It's a long time since I've seen a 125 piston. Look at the size of that. The little window in there. Very nicely made, by the way. Looks excellent. Right, let's have a look at the magic box, or what I'd like to call the cylinder. It's pretty special, actually, if you ask me. Ooh, actually comes with the exhaust manifold as well, which is nice because it's got, yeah, it's got a 4-bolt exhaust manifold, which I like it a lot. You're not going to have any leaks there, that's for sure. Very nice. Looking at the ports, Nicosil. So this kit isn't super duper expensive. And I think the reason why they went for a 125 is that it means you can use this on all scooters, 150 and 125. And we all know, like with the T5, what's the T5 got? 12, 13 horses or something like that from the factory. So 125s aren't too shabby. I have to say, I really do. I'm really liking the quality of that. There's like no rough burrs on the edges. It's very well made. Extra port there. And as you can see, if you look at the barrel, you have got ports. Obviously, exhaust port. You have got ports all over this place, all over the place here. And the nice thing, I see what they've done now, you see. This spigot is quite fat. So when you put the packer that takes away the third port, you still got the third port there on the inside of the barrel, leading into the cylinder there. Nice little extra port. It's very clever, I think. I think if they went with for the 150, the spigot might be a bit too small to be able to utilize those extra ports there on a 2-port block. Looks really nice, doesn't it? It does look nice, impressive. So I'm really excited to see what sort of performance this thing will give, because I met him in the summer. Finn, who owns it, he was out riding. And firstly, he said he used a long time to get it to start. It was a really poor starter. When we took off the cylinder, it was a right mess. And the points are buggered. So electronic ignition, this is going to be, hopefully, really easy to start. And it's going to have no problems following, like normal traffic here in Norway, where our speed limit is 80 kilometers an hour on the B roads. It looks really clean. It's one of the cleanest looking cylinders straight out the box I've seen. Very nice. Well done, SIP. Exciting stuff. I think it's a crying shame that SIP won't work with me because at the moment, I think, if, like I said at the start of the video, that if I had like all the money in the world, I think the most exciting engine out there at the moment isn't actually the Sledgehammer, and that isn't their SST either for me. It is the collaboration between Casa Performance and SIP, where they use the BFA 325 cylinder. That looks really good. And I was on a bit of a fishing trip, as we say in Norway. I sent them an email because I was asking, because you can buy the Sledgehammer, you can buy as a partial kit, and the BFA 325 for the Lambretta you can buy as a partial kit. It's got the same sort of port layout, but I think it's got more. It's got more horses than the. It's got more horses than the SST has, and that's been pretty well proved. The BFA cylinder has been pretty well proved in the Vespers. And it is a crank induction, the same as the Sledgehammer, and they use the Casa case, same as the Sledgehammer. But what worries me is would be trying to get hold of the other parts, because you need a special exhaust, you need a special manifold, and all sorts of stuff that is just for that engine. And that's why I'm very, very on the fence. Even if I could afford it, which I can't, very on the fence for the Sledgehammer or an SST, is the fact that if you buy one of those engines and build it up, then you're completely locked in to that cylinder. Whereas on Tourid at the moment, I have a Casa case with normal stud spacing, and I have ridden a RT 230 on there, 240, sorry, on there the last 5 years. I've also had a SST on that case and a TS1 on that case. So my options are much more open for what I could do. So if I want something really touring or really boring, I can just fit a normal standard 200 on there. But with these new fancy kits, you're pretty locked into what they can offer. And if you ruin the cylinder and one of these companies goes bust, you're not going to be able to fix that engine. So, but still fancy one all the same. I have to say, it's really good to be back and doing stuff in the garage again. I can't wait for that oven to warm up a bit. Hopefully, I'm going to be making probably 2 videos already this weekend now. And they'll be coming out during the next weeks. And yeah, I can't wait to get my fingers grubby, as they say. Another thing that I've got coming, which I forgot to mention, is I am getting Auden, my man. By the way, if you didn't see that, Kickbackgarage, he took contact with me and asked me. He was coming over to Oslo in Norway. I obviously don't live in Oslo, but I directed him to my man Auden, and he's made a really cool video where he goes around in the garage and you see loads of Lambrettas and Vespas and stuff. And what I'll do is, if you haven't seen that video, I'll post a link to it in the corner up there, or there. I can never get that right. There, it's that way. Put the link up there and go and have a look at that. This it should be really interesting for you guys to find out from somebody else how the Norwegian scooter scene is doing. I will now love you and leave you, and I will see you in the next one. But don't forget, if you find this stuff interesting, share it, give me the thumbs up. Do the old subscribe, almost 10,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool for such a niche program. And I'll see you all in the next one. Ta-ra!